Keep a batter. Sense. The minute they get their first runs, the minute they hit that first boundary, there will be a roar in this crowd. And that is something Scotland will have to contend with.
That's why those words that we just showed on your screen at home with Richie Berrington talking to it, those words are crucial. Whatever he said, those words are absolutely crucial. You can get a bit carried away with the last phase of the previous innings and think you're under the cosh. You've got runs on the board here.
Launch phase then, keeper up to the stumps, McMullen with the ball, Burthell with the bat, here we go. Whatever Richie Barrington said in that huddle, I hope the rest of the team heard it.
Did you listen to the interview with Michael Jack? Did you get the same impression as me? He wanted to say he feels they're short, but didn't feel he could.
Well, you were at the pitch report once and you said, it doesn't really look like a belter. Who knows? Maybe Michael Jones. Late in innings that made us feel like this is much better than it is for the batters.
He said it's a good. I mean, you don't get bad pitches here, do you? I mean, the margins are small, really, in terms of it being an absolute belter and just being a good pitch. It's a good pitch, a very good pitch. Now, what they have to do here is just they have to be smart with their lengths, and they also have to be smart with their pace. A little bit loose, Nepal with the new ball. They just offered a few too many four balls. They bowl at the stumps and vary your pace a little bit. They like to bowl back of a length. They've had success back of a length. Mullen different because he wants to try and swing it, and that's fair enough. But apart from him, they'll bowl back of a length.
There's a sharp single, both batters off the mark. What we've liked about the surfaces here at the wicket is there's been something for the bowlers. Yeah, you can get your shots, but how well the West Indies spinners bowled, even under lights in the second innings against England. I thought it was a risky single when he took off. Asif Sheikh would have been gone with a direct hit. It's one of two fielders in the deep in the first six. Sweeper.
The other thing, when I went down there, we're right next to the Nepal dugout. When I was waiting to speak to Michael Joe, Ian Harvey was jumping up. He was more animated in that last 5 overs than he was when he played for Australia. That is, he's so excited, and you can see why, because he was passing on all that information.
Well, that's the only happy Australian today in the cricketing world. Chipped and clear of the infield. Still pace on, very much pace on McMullen. He looks for the swing, as Nick Knight points out. Sometimes just gets the solitary over with the new ball, and then Barrington manages the rest of the power play with spin often. Curious to see how the two left-arm spinners go, since Nepal didn't have Rajabanshi. The left-arm spinners have had a say here, this ground. Oh, smart bit of work, really smart bit of work by Michael Jones. Matthew Cross, beg your pardon. Umpires will just use smart replay and no harm done. 5 without loss after 1. Just had something behind the line. Tidy start that from McMullen.
You can see why he's excited. Behind the stumps, very quick to get the ball back to the stumps. There was just a little bit of movement. Back foot, but fair enough, just grounded enough.
Brad Curry's been good for Scotland, really good. 4 wickets in this tournament, averaging 14, economy just above 6. Left armour to contend with. Oh, shot and dropped. Curry put his hand out. Anant Padmanabhan fell on the floor.
Mr. A's taken a fall, but he's back up again for more. Jeez, that was hit hard. That was hit properly hard. Did well to get a hand to it.
Oh, it's good anticipation. Tough. Go down as a chance. Along with Ian Bishop, umpire Anand Padmanabhan's the second man to lie down on the turf here at the Wankhede.
He needs to say that on the way past, Brad Curry. Don't forget, umps. I've just looked after you there. I've just saved you. Don't forget it.
I'm surprised if that's already pace off from Curry.
Yeah, that's what. It all feels pretty good here, really. They've got the fielding close. They're basically saying to Nepal, hit it up and over, take risks early on. You've not been a side that's batted overly well in the competition. We're coming at you. You've come back well in the first half, or the second half of the first bit. But we feel we've got the resources. Now then, Nepal, what have you got here? Because Scotland are just putting you under a little bit of pressure.
That is mighty! That'll get the crowd going. That gets Nepal going. Burtel for 6 of the run chase.
What a response. What a response. You kind of feel it out there. But Scotland are saying to Nepal, come on, come at us. And that's exactly what they've done. They haven't disappointed Brad Curry. They haven't disappointed Richie Berrington. He's going to stick to the same plan. Do it again. See if you can do it again.
Oh, no one's catching that. Keeper up to the stumps. Cross trying to keep Kushal Burtel in his crease. Oh! Excellent comeback by the bowler. Sharp work by the keeper as well.
It's good that the keeper's up because he's just taking away one big scoring option. Come down, use your feet, keeper up. Can't really do that. Great start to the game. Great finish to the end of the last innings. Great start. Kind of revved up actually. First 10 overs or so. Well, Scotland on top, Nepal rather a little bit below their best, but things have changed.
A really good over in spite of outstanding shot for 6. There's a drop chance. It's 4 dot balls.
113, 121, 109, 110. That's the speed. And that is good bowling. As a former opener, that's what you don't want. You don't want that constant change. It's not quicker ball, slower ball. It's constantly changing. You can't set yourself as a batter.
Yes, Richie!
Quick single attempted. Oh, fielder at cover was the captain himself. 12 without loss after 2. Watch out for promises to be a thrilling game and some stars that might have a say in it. Marquardt with the ball. Brad Curry already. Deal as well. Rohit Paudel, Lokesh Bam, Gulshan Jha all to come. Upendra Airi. Here's Marquardt.
Don't.
Vastly experienced. It's been a quiet tournament for Marquardt. The role he has to play of this Scotland bowling unit. Nepal are familiar with him. All the time he spent in the Nepal Premier League. Spin for the first time in this innings, and you've got a long off and a deep mid-wicket. That's why Burtel was looking to clear the man at mid-on. He's inside the circle.
Don't!
Try and capitalise on the first 6. It was a strong Scotland power play, 52 without loss for them.
Excellent. And the experience of Mark, well, it's what they need now. It's like a cauldron out there. They're getting cheered every single Nepal. Scotland, calm heads required, experienced heads required. They're going to come at him second half of the over, surely.
Don't!
That is more their game, Lonnie. Andrew Leonard was talking about how the last couple of games is very unlike what they did against England. They tried to just go big hits, out in the deep. They like to get singles and doubles quickly.
We've got singles now. What's showing his experience of putting everyone back on the edge of the circle. Last ball, trying to get out without a boundary.
Don't!
Finds the gap though. Might be cut off. Bit of work to do. Brilliant work. Their fielding has been outstanding. They're catching probably the best in the competition. I think they've just dropped the one catch in the whole comp so far. 3 gone, 18 without loss.
It's just a sweet piece of timing. Outfield doing the rest. The dew might set in this time. There, McMullen, full stretch, left hand.
I was jumping for joy. About 15 minutes or so ago, that dugout was jumping for joy with all those slow balls back of the hand, feeling like they're back in the game. There's the calm head that is required. Skipper.
He's been busy, the Scottish captain. 4th bowler in 4 overs. Here's Brad Wheel.
It might just be worth mentioning Paul Tweddle, now not a familiar name to many of you, certainly in Somerset. They will have heard of him because they know that he's been doing a terrific job as a fielding coach, and he's inspired some of these catches. They've worked very hard now, and their fielding has been excellent throughout the competition. That'll be tested again here tonight under pressure. Different kind of feeling with a full crowd. They've just dropped the one catch so far. That's in the competition. And Paul Tweddle has been brought in as a kind of consultant, I suppose that seems to be the word they use these days, and just been brought in to help these guys who haven't perhaps been at their best in the field on previous occasions.
It's just dropped a little bit because the second drop was that attempt by Brad Curry, straight back.
Somerset have done a brilliant job in that they are terrific in the field back in the UK, so
a big appeal. Scotland are convinced. Umpire unmoved. Berrington reviews.
We have a player review for caught behind. On-field decision, not out. I've checked the bowler's feet. Fair delivery. I'm looking at the split screen. Just roll through the movement. Just running through. Ball passes close to the bat. Can I go to Ultreach, confirm bat or no bat, please?
And roll straight.
Just keep rolling through, please. Keep going through, keep going through. There's a clear gap between bats and ball, no bats involved. Ball makes contact with the actual tails. AP, you can stay with your original, not out the field, stand by. You're on screen signal now.
Umpire got it spot on, but there was a noise. That's why the keeper's convinced. And that noise was the ball is actually kissed leg stump. Bale has not moved. It's 135 k's per hour. They lose a review, Scotland.
That's a pretty gutsy decision, isn't it? Mr. A's done really well there. I just wonder whether he actually heard anything and therefore didn't give it out, or whether he was convinced it didn't actually hit the bat, but it hit. He might have just seen it lift a bit there. I don't know. Either way, what a call.
Well, we've had a lot of action. They've done well, Scotland. It's only 19 without loss. We're into the 4th over. I think he's been smart, Scotland captain. He's not allowing these two batters to line up any bowlers. Different ball every over, and they've all been on the money, nothing loose.
Interesting, he's just going to keep everyone not on the edge of the circle this time. He's going to back his bowler. Normally at the end of the over you put him back. He's backing his bowler here.
That is into the stands this time of the bat of Asif Sheikh. But when they get a boundary, they clear the boundary to Nepal. 26 without loss.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. Wouldn't have mattered whether they'd been on the edge of the circle. They need to be 10 rows back. Not the best ball to get out of the over. So good up until then. Just 2 from 5, and it was a bit of a gift. But that is beautifully struck.
Wow. Well, it's 26 without loss after 4, but we've had an eventful 4 overs. Couple of sixes, ball hitting the stumps, drop catch, umpire on the ground, missed run out. Here's Mark Watt. For any day, fine leg in, wrong line, Mark Watt. Now they're getting some boundaries. Nepal.
Tried to go under the bat. I think he feels that they're going to come at him this over, and he tried to hide it underneath the bat. He goes full, and underneath the bat he didn't quite get the length right, and it just played it on line. It was a bit neither one nor the other, but he wanted to go full.
Could have gone all the way. Now this innings is injected with some momentum.
Same again, he wants to go under the bat, but it's being a little floaty. It's a little floaty, and he's getting punished, as he was a little bit against England. Banton took to him. Pressure on the experienced man now.
Just backed away, tried to throw Watt off. That's 6-4-6 now of the last 3 balls. Makes that 6-4-6. And possibly 6 again.
Well, he looked a very good player against England. He played pretty well against Jofra Archer at the pace. He's playing pretty well against the spin now of Mark Watt. What a start. On the back of what the bowlers did in the last 5-6 overs, it's exactly what Nepal would have hoped for.
Mark Watt under serious pressure now. Oh, it's erupted. This ground is erupted. Change in the field was considered. He sent a fielder back at long on. He's brought him back again.
No, don't.
It's better. Bowl it into the surface a little less floaty.
Pickpocketed a couple of singles in that circle, these 2 batters, but terrific intent. Sensed something had to give. They've targeted Mark Watt, thrown him off his line. This was clean striking. massive shake. This is going to clear the man. Listen to the wicket. Smile Nepal, scream Nepal, you're in this run chase.
23 runs from the experience of Mark Watt. It is the short side. You don't always have to get it out of the middle of the bat. That wasn't out of the middle of the bat. They are going to have to keep their cool. They're going to have to keep their nerve here. It was just a seam-up delivery. It was something a little different, but it's the same result. 3 sixes and a 4 from the over. All the momentum, yeah, you can feel the pain. You can see the pain. He's going to have to make a change.
Brad Curry back into the attack. They're going to dash a single here, and I think a direct hit was gone. The 50's going to come up, but not without risk. His fever pitch is being reached here at the Wankhede. Scotland for the second time not capitalising upon a potential run-out opportunity. Preston Mumpson.
Yeah, comfortably gone if he hits there. Scotland need to take their opportunities. They're under the pump currently.
They run well between the wickets usually, Nepal, and that's more like it. Pick up a couple. It's hard to get across the noise out there, and no doubt feels like it's 12 players via 11, and Scotland just looking a touch rattled after that last over.
Yeah, that's always the danger, playing against Nepal, wherever you are in the world. I've seen them come to Glasgow. They're travelling fans. If you give them a sniff, you give them some momentum, that crowd.
Catch it!
They will be heard. Already Nepal's best power play of the tournament, comfortably. Giving themselves a great platform here.
And for Nepal, probably for the first time since that heartbreaking defeat to England ahead of the game. They were taken apart, being frank, by both Italy and the West Indies. They were subpar. They were nowhere near their best.
That's it!
As this has worked into the leg side, they should pick up a couple. A combination of a stirring fight back towards the end of that first innings, led by Sampal Kami, and now a blitz from Bertel and Sheikh has them on top for the first time again in the tournament. He was sensational. That catch, 0.6 seconds the reaction time, and then the zen of a trademark celebration.
Yeah, for me that was all about his deception, his variety, and his skill under pressure in the back end of the innings. How critical those runs he saved, being able to take wickets, stem the flow of runs. Scotland were going so well with the bat. Brilliant performance to hold them to that 170. And Scotland with it all to do now.
Catch it!
And no doubt Nepali fans across not just Nepal but the huge diaspora they have, massive populations, Australia, Europe, America, Japan, Korea, all across the world, here in India too, of course. Whatever happens in this match, they'll be happy that they're back to the style and the brand of cricket that makes them so attractive to watch. I don't quite know what happened against Italy in particular. Italy were sensational, so good, and we saw that again against England. Nepal were miles off where they're usually at. Oh, now was this a chance? No, wide given. Curry wants to review it. He can't. Richie Berrington maybe trying to play mediator, saying it's hit something here. It shouldn't have been given as a wide.
Yeah, the Scotland players are convinced here, and more so than Matthew Cross. It's the glove. Fortunately for Scotland, that It's going to go down as another missed opportunity. Fine margins here.
It's so difficult. Down the leg side, you're blindsided. You could see him there in the replay. He's really kind of guessing as to where it's at because the batter is in the way. Definitely flicked the glove. Probably shouldn't have been given as a wide.
Catch it!
To the call, but Bertel thinks the wiser, and rightly so, because Nepal have dominated the power play of this second innings. Two very tough drop chances. It's time for a drink. Nepal, 56 for none. Think of what makes these associate sides so brilliant to watch, Preston. We've seen it from both sides this evening, haven't we? Jones in the first innings, Scotland, as they have shown throughout the competition, so good to watch. But then these two, well, really for the first time in the tournament, have properly clicked.
Michel Bertel taking the attack to Scotland. Their premier bowler has bowled 2 overs in the power play, Mark Watt. They've not let him settle at all. Brilliantly transferring the pressure back to Scotland. It's been an ideal start for them. 56 for none from the power play.
And remarkably, that second over Watt in the power play went for 23, Preston. And that's Nepal's most productive or highest runs that they've ever taken from any World Cup over, going past the 22 they blundered off Jofra Archer just the other evening. Now get a look at this, 0.6 seconds, plucked that apple from the tree with incredible athleticism. Curry, oh wow, 0.4, even tougher, and it might have been even better.
First of 2 opportunities to go down to Scotland. Need to take them, the most of these small little opportunities.
The thing you've just seen there, this is inside the dressing room. The smiles are back on the faces. They disappeared after that England defeat. Maybe the burden of the pressure of expectation of 31 million fans across Nepal and beyond played upon the minds of these guys who are so used to the fanaticism that they bring with them. But Kami, his charisma and his experience, and no shortage of skill, Nepal go on to chase this down. They wouldn't have done it without his expertise in that first innings. Still a lot of cricket to be played, and Scotland, the one thing they always keep doing is keep fighting. It's like a festival here tonight in Mumbai. The Scotland backroom staff, they must be wondering what they're being hit with across the course of the last 10 overs. And I say that, Preston, because I mean the final 5 of the first innings combined with the first 5 or 6 of this, it's been all Nepal.
It has been. They need to find a way to change the pace, the rhythm of this game. Ollie Davidson's going to be the man, the ball in hand, 21 years old. His first World Cup. He's had a brilliant tournament today, to wicket in each of his games.
I've been so impressed with him. Brother Jasper, of course, a fine cricketer himself too, and there's so many great servants in this Scotland squad, a golden generation, if you will. I know he played with all the likes of Cross and Berrington and Munsey and Leask and Watts himself. But they do need desperately to uncover some younger players. Davidson, for me, has really shown why he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, bang on. Both Ollie and Jasper, 2 promising young cricketers, both of them on a 9 AM flight to Adelaide tomorrow. Play some more club cricket. Look at his action, slightly more traditional than the likes of Mark Watt, so brings that variety to the attack.
Down!
Nicely driven. Should be a couple. Larger side of the ground, remember, to the offside. Now, Jasper Davidson, his brother, different style of cricketer, but also another one full of promise. The pedigree and the culture of Scottish cricket is something that those on the world stage might forget. Huge number of clubs, more cricket clubs than there are rugby clubs in Scotland. There's a real proud culture, isn't there? And the way in which they've responded to the late call-up, whether they win or lose tonight, they should be so proud of their efforts throughout this tournament.
Yeah, I think credit to Cricket Scotland, who've rallied so well. Managed to get a sponsor within a week.
Catch it!
Designed one of the best kits in the tournament within a week.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant effort. Everyone involved. And they cap off this tournament though with a win. All to do at the moment.
Good over this, very flat through the air. You saw the graphic there, one of the quickest in the tournament, only 7 off it, 63 for none. There it is, one of the Durbar squares, one of 3 in the capital city of Kathmandu. Those famous 8,000 plus meter peaks. All of the beauty of the Himalayas and beyond, but they have not won a T20 World Cup game since all the way back in 2014. They came oh so close against South Africa and Bangladesh and St. Vincent 2 years ago. Even closer against England this year. Preston, if I remember rightly, 10 years ago, Scotland had yet to find any World Cup win despite debuting all the way back in 1999 at the ODI World Cup. World Cup wins for associates, they don't come easy. They're worth their weight in gold.
Yeah, absolutely, they are. I was fortunate enough to be there Nagpur 2016 when this T20 competition was in a different format. And we did manage to grab our first World Cup victory there against Hong Kong. But as you say, 1999, 2007, 2015 in terms of 50 over World Cups where we couldn't get a win, and a couple of T20 World Cups as well in between. So many games and you work so hard. So when that moment came, obviously it was a huge moment for Scottish cricket.
And of course you had the real heartbreak, didn't you? Afghanistan 2015, it was down in Dunedin, you did everything but win the match.
You have to bring that one up, eh?
You did mention the format there though, the change in format. It's not just the expansion to 20 teams, is it? It's the removal of those initial group stages to an open draw, where when you scrap and fight for your life to get to a World Cup, you're in the proper open draw. You get to play against India or Pakistan or England or the West Indies. It's a big difference. It's been probably the biggest change for the associate sides.
It's been huge, I think, and full credit to the ICC in the current structure. 5 teams, 4 groups.
Oh, it's gone a long, long way. Look out up towards Marine Drive. It's the bigger side of the ground, and it's a vintage Kushal Bertel. A bit of swagger to that stroke.
Wow, Kushal Bertel is on fire. His 4th 6 of the evening. And he picks this up beautifully, 92 metres. What a strike. And Nepal means serious business here.
Seen a bit of everything from Nepal across these 4 games. I can only imagine what Stuart Law's heartbeat is doing. I suspect at times they've driven him crazy, but he sees the potential in them. But it's the classic inconsistency and imperfect nature of the associate game. Look at this for a strike though. 92 metres.
Yeah, he's small in stature, but certainly hits a long ball. It's been a beautiful touch this evening. 40 from 28, 1 boundary and 4 sixes.
Change up from Will. Yeah, where's number 14? And tribute to his favourite cricketer, Ricky Ponting, from Bukwal, down in the south of Nepal. Many of the players come in a wide array, the most predominant region, the real heartbeat of the game out in Sudar Pashim, and had plenty of Sudar Pashim Royals fans over the last week or so. Many travelled by car, by trains, by buses. Some flew down to Mumbai. It hasn't gone the way that they would have wanted. And if they can keep going with this, remember it's the highest partnership they've ever had for the opening wicket in the T20 World Cup. It might just be finishing off in style. 72 for none. Just give me a bit more on the format, Preston. This has been a World Cup you have been unable to take your eyes off.
No, every game has offered something. All the associates turning up and putting in performances, and yes, there hasn't been the associate wins over the full members that maybe we would like to see, but certainly they're pushing them far further than they've pushed them in the past, I would say, on a more consistent basis.
Certainly probably makes you think of what's next. How do you kind of build upon that growth, make it even better in the future? Certainly enhancing their reputations here. And for Scotland, they've got to break this partnership, don't they? Got to find a way through. Required run rate won't really hold too much fears for Nepal. They're ahead of what they need to be. They're going at 8.8, they require 8.3. How can they break this opening partnership?
Yeah, who's going to be that man to stand up here? Richie Berrington turned to the 5 bowlers so far. Mark Watt, usually his go-to man, 2 overs for 29.
No!
Superb, really well bowled, just evades the outside edge.
Yeah, one person I would like to see him go to is Michael Leask. See this one go past the outside edge. Just has that canny knack of taking wickets just when the team's needs.
For me, he's never bowled better. Now, struggles here for Nepal throughout this group stage. When the spinners have bowled flatter and quicker, they found it hard to score, and they've lost a lot of wickets against the likes of Italy. And Menenti was all over them with 1 for 9. Kalagamage, the wrist spinner, was the player of the match. I think you're right. I think Leask has to come on, and I'd bring him on the next over.
Fantastic over here, Ollie Davidson. Exactly what the skipper would have wanted. 4 dots in the single so far. Pressure just building slightly.
Brilliant over from a very dynamic and talented young left-arm spinner. Only goes for 2, 74 for none. Well, plenty of memories being made for Nepal. 12 years without a World Cup win. Desperate to finish it with the win. Those fans on the screen. Their Dhaka topis on. Trademark customary hats for Nepal. How can you not love these scenes we're seeing at the Wankhede? We thought it was close, it's absolutely neck and neck. Exactly the same. There is the Dhaka topi. Preston, I've got one for you later. We'll bring that back home to Scotland.
Yeah, Michael Leask is the man the skipper's gone to. Got a brilliant tournament so far with the ball.
Catch it!
He's just maybe done it again! Michael Leask, his 7th wicket in the campaign, bowling the best he's ever bowled. And I think it's right off the toe end, the cue end of the bat. And it ends up being a very well-judged catch from Tom Bruce.
Oh, Michael Leask is pumped. Brought on to break this partnership, and he does exactly that. Round the wicket, finds the top edge. Tom Bruce. Great catch running backwards. Oh, and how Scotland needed that. Crucial. Bertel played brilliantly, goes for 43. Nepal 74 for 1.
Powell is fit to play his part with the bat. Really concerning incident. It was in the 16th over of that first innings where he collided with Gulshan Jah. Not sure if he'll run between the wickets as fluently as he usually does. Oh, I think this might have been put down as well. Umpire originally extended his arms for a wide and then he pulled them straight back. So given as a run, is it another drop catch?
Definitely a noise in my ear from that stump, Mike. It's the arm ball from Michael Leask, a bit quicker. Looks like it's hit the bat. Again, a difficult chance for Matthew Cross. Unsighted, given the angle that ball is coming from.
The harshest judge may say 3 drop catches. 2 to Cross and 1 to Curry, but they were all incredibly difficult chances. Here's the wicket, definitely right off the toe end, the snooker cue in essence of the bat. And look at Leask, he is always up for the fight, the man from Aberdeen.
That's what he brings you. He brings you that fight. He's not going to die wondering. He's his heart on his sleeve, always up for the fight.
Followed his career so closely over the last 12 or 13 years. He's definitely bowling the best he's ever bowled. He had a horrible habit, probably when you captained him as well, bowling 1 horror ball and over minimum. That seems to me to have gone from his game. Real positive development in his bowling. That's why he's getting the rewards that he's getting here. 7 wickets for Scotland in the tournament.
Down!
Yeah, the thing I love about his bowling that's come on so well in the last couple of years is just his calmness and his planning and his strategy. So good, knows when to come around the wicket. Really difficult to score. He's able to contain and just understands his game and his offering and knows what to implement and when.
An immediate impact from Michael Leask as the opening partnership's broken. 78 for 1.
Yeah, brilliant from Michael Leask. 1 wicket and 4 runs from his first over. Just the 6 runs in the last couple of overs really stemmed the flow of runs here. Shifted that momentum.
Some game, some chase ahead of us. Try telling Nepal and Scotland this game may not have meaning. This means everything to them. It's a World Cup game. And what is back?
Go!
Coming in at a time where Scotland have found their way in this game again. And Michael Leask, how many times has he been the man who put Scotland in front with the ball? Big impact against Italy. What was a win for Scotland at the Eden Gardens. This will do is it'll keep the crowd quiet as well, Michael Atherton.
Not for long, I fancy.
But yeah, it's a different challenge for the spinners here at the wicket in Mumbai than it was in Kolkata.
Yes, brothers.
Where the likes of Leask and Watt found very little purchase. There hasn't been much spin here either tonight, if truth be told, but I reckon Eden Gardens Kolkata was a tougher place for a spinner to bowl, and therefore in that context Michael Leask having an excellent tournament.
Again, quick spin. We brought this point up before. Pattern for Nepal is their batter struggle against spin in excess of 90 k's per hour. Every ball from Mark Watt in that range. The wicket from Michael Leask in that range. Ollie Davidson bowling well over 90. You're going to get two. You might get it easy.
First commentary stint I did this evening, I said, I bet you there's no twos to the short side. What I meant was, I bet there's no twos to the short side when Scotland are batting.
Quiet overs. They might want to finish with two again. This time Watt does the job himself. 84 for 1 after 11 Nepal. And Preston Mompson has spotted something.
Yeah, coming into this match, Scotland have been brilliant in the field, taking 94% of their chances. A game of fine margins, and yes, these are tough opportunities. But we've seen a couple go down now, and a couple of missed run-out opportunities. How costly might that be in this game?
This game could well come. Two unforced errors at the end, brilliant catch, run out from somewhere. Scotland have been good in the field, by and large.
They've become tough judges if that...
He's a spinner himself, a former spinner himself, and a fine one, Ananta Padmanabhan, and I don't think they're going to go up with one review. They burnt one, unfortunately, because there was a huge sound. Kushal Bortel, it wasn't of the bat, it was of leg stump. Angle of Michael Leask taking it across the right-hander. It's a good call.
Yeah, it's really got to straighten a long way from round the wicket on the angle that Leask is bowling from. But he's a real competitor, this guy, when the game is in the balance, as you suggest it is here. He's the kind of character that you want in the engine room at the heart of the action.
They've also done really well is kept it to one side of the ground. Over 80% of Nepal's runs on the leg side. What Ollie Davidson was doing well was pulling it outside the off stump. As the minute you roll it down there, there's a possibility of a boundary that increases now. It was Asif who had run so far across standing end. There's no chance of an overthrow. His first ball of this over, the BW shout. Good little period this for Scotland. The closer that Nepal get, asking rates now touched 10. This is quiet phase, 14 of the last 20. Caldwell pulls out in time, wasn't ready, fair enough. In a sense, even if they do get ahead of the equation, if they feel comfortable, just put your minds back to that England game. The closer Nepal get to the finish line, the nerves will set in.
I love the interview with Stuart Law that we put out before the game began, when he was talking about this nickname of his team as the Cardiac Kids. As a somewhat aging coach, I'm not so sure he appreciates the way that his team continue to take matters down to the wire. There he is.
I think his exact words were, "It's fun, but I don't think it's healthy."
Keep building, boys.
Here's your chance, Scotland. One more for Leask. He's turning this game around. He's leading the Scottish charge. And now both openers are gone.
Having a great tournament, Michael Leask. It's the angle here that is working for him. Round the wicket, so going across the right-hander. That combination, bringing the top edge. It's not a full-blooded hit, but it still came off the top edge, and a very simple catch, although it wasn't completely cleanly taken. But Leask, what a tournament he's having. Just the man for this kind of occasion. Shake on for 33.
Call themselves the Cardiac Kids, but Dipendra Singh Airi is the heartbeat of this batting lineup. In at number 4, job to do now with the captain. 84 needed of 49. Michael Leask has turned this game around.
Yes, Leask, your tournament, boy.
Played well in the last game. It's the West Indies.
Down. Yes, Michael.
This is top class from Leask. 87 for 2 after 12.
And they needed this good period because they really hurt either side of the break. The last 5 overs of their own innings, the first 5 overs of Nepal's reply, really switched this game around and made Nepal significant favourites, you would say, at that point. Scotland have come back into it. They've had a good period since that opening power play. The game right on the line again.
Of the last 5, both openers gone, just the one boundary. He's not sitting calmly in his chair now, he's standing as Stuart Law. So the change, Mark Watt, just the one over now. Davidson, in many ways, is a more significant part of applying the pressure.
Yeah, it's been Davidson and Leask, really. Mark Watt's had his struggles. Was given some tapping that last game against England by Tom Banton. He wasn't allowed to settle here again this evening.
If anything, I think Richie Berrington was holding on to Michael Leask because of how important he is. You could think perhaps he could have come in earlier before the openers got off to the flyer that they did, but that second wicket of Asif Sheikh was the 11th that Nepal have lost this tournament to spin. It's been bowled in excess of 90 k's per hour. The average is 9.2.
Squirted away. It's a good point you make about the pace, because if you recall back to the very first good game that Nepal had against England, they gave Adil Rashid some real hammer. Of course, and Rashid is one of the slower spinners in this competition. That was a bit full, a bit wide, neatly done.
Breathe a sigh of relief. It's been a while since they had a boundary.
Yes, all right.
Murray did well. If you're out on, you've got to be out on the boundary because that's a short side, but you're also aware that these two are rapid between the wickets, Airi and Powdell. So you're half anticipating that little push for an attempted 2.
I think that boundary that he managed to squeeze, there was a bit of width and it was full. You've got to use the pace now. Many times Nepal's batters try to force it against quick spin and get their timing all wrong. They can open up the area square behind. That's a risk shot, but that's a good shot. It's a good option. sprinting, eyeing the second, making the second. It's got over 10 of Davidson's, 97 for 2.
It's great running. Curry is anticipating out there, as I suggested he would be, but just not quick enough with these two at the crease.
No greater illustration of what wickets do. T20 chase. That pink worm of Nepal was threatening to surge past the yellow of Scotland, and a couple of wickets, it's off in the wrong direction. Asking rate now 10.5. Got 10 of the last. Leask has been a real challenge to get away. Here he is with his third. What do you do here? Do you try and take down Michael Leask? Do you respect that he's got the peak of his game? Just try and get 6, 7, maybe the odd boundary. Don't want to lose another if you're Nepal. Attempt for the boundary. Fielder settles under it and takes it. It's Michael Jones, who's having an outstanding night here at the wicket. Scotland now on top.
Jones having an outstanding evening, and Michael Leask, who is turning this game around for his team. Came into this game in tremendous form, full of confidence, and now has 3 for 8, 3 key wickets. And the angle from around the wicket really working for him. That combination of the angle, bit of bounce, Jones just holding his nerve, trying to get a good view of the ball as it came out of the floodlights. More delight for Leask and Scotland. Nepal 98 for 3.
It's also going to be drinks now with the departure of the captain.
Well, guys, welcome out here to the middle. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a sense as to what it's like in the Wankhede Stadium at night in front of what's close to a capacity crowd. So come over here with me. We're going to see if we can give you an example of what a cheer from these fans is like. So up you come, up you come, up you come. These fans here, they love every second, they live every second. And what cricket means to Nepal and to these fans, it's hard to get across. It really is a case of 12 v 11 out here. Some of the journeys these fans have taken from all over across Nepal and beyond. Just met 2 fans who flew in from Denver in Colorado just to be here for these last 2 games. The results haven't gone their way, but the support has stayed consistent. They're going to have to play very, very well from here though to get over the line. In this game here, it's all set up to be a cracker.
Yeah, they've been the story of this tournament as far as support and vibrancy they've added. At the moment, the team's finding themselves in a bit of a hole because of Michael Leask. Nice and clear from Michael Jones, called for it in case anyone was coming in.
Well, they had to make a late adjustment. That ball obviously came right out of the floodlights with the way that he was trying to shield the glare. But he had to make a late adjustment and held his nerve, did well. You don't see the glare of the sunlight in Ormskirk too often where he lives.
It's also their first game under lights, both these teams. That takes a little bit of adjusting. Right, birthday boy, Gulshan Jab, 20 years today. Now needs to try and resurrect this run chase. A slightly different challenge for Michael
Yes,
Leask. He doesn't mind left-handers. Barrington's given him a slip as well.
He doesn't, and the matchup is in his favour, but for Nepal, I don't think it's a bad thing that they've got a left-hander in the middle now, because Leask is all over the right-handers from round the wicket. Great figures of 3 for 9 into his third over, so the fact now that there's just something else for him to think about with the left-hander in there, I think is Nepal's advantage.
There's even more evidence of what Michael Atherton's talking about, that angle. They're just not able to get it away. Now the boundary they got of Davidson just helped that ball. Backward point. That's terrific for the tournament. You got an American fast bowler in Shadley van Schalkwyk at number 1 and a Scottish spinner in Michael Leask at number 2. Azing Muzarabani in the top 5 as well. On the day that Zimbabwe, I believe, are still dancing in Kandy.
All good, all good.
Zimbabwean fans didn't get much cricket. It did not matter one bit. 100 comes up for Nepal. Aston Reid is climbing. Still another over of Michael Leask. Single-handedly, in some ways, has sucked all the momentum Nepal had in this run chase. Support job from Ollie Davidson, yes. This is terrific from Leask. 3 for 10 of his 3 so far. 100 for 3 Nepal. Sanjar approach this left-hander who likes to take down left-arm spin. It's time for Nepal to accelerate, asking rates touching 12. Ollie Davidson will bowl his last. Bhupendra Singh Irie still hasn't got going. He's 4 of 6.
No!
Must remind viewers that Ollie Davidson only debuted in T20 international cricket at the start of this tournament.
He did, but right from that very first game, he looked as though his temperament was rock solid. That's the thing you look for. You get to this level, you obviously have the skill and you can bowl. But a big World Cup game for your debut, you're looking at temperament. How is he going to settle into the occasion? And right from that first game in Kolkata that Scotland played, he looked as though he was ready for it and made for it.
Long on and deep mid-wicket for the left-hander. Those are hot spots for Gul Sanjar. Likes to go down one knee and target that area.
Down!
Flat and quick, cannot get under it. 98.1 there. This is good preparation as well from Scotland. They know exactly what has troubled Nepal. What in the first innings, Lamitsane was guilty of tossing a few up. Michael Jones made merry.
No, don't, Wally!
Well, pressure really building here. Scotland have had a wonderful last half hour or so. Taken wickets, put a clamp on that run rate. And Nepal now have got to really find some boundaries.
Game now in control for Scotland. Can they keep the pressure on once Davidson's bowled out? This is his 4th and Leask has 1 more. Question is whether Barrington says, yep, I'm going to bowl him as well next one.
really good. Barrington's got the field absolutely spot on. Bowlers are bowling to it. Boundaries hard to come by.
We do have batting, in fact. Chora's in to extend that batting, and Lokesh Bam, we saw what he did against England, nearly got them over the line. Opportunity missed out. It'll be a wide, fine leg in. Rarely missed his line. He was a left-hander for the first time in the middle. That's what he likes to do. Gulshan Jar. First six for him breathes life into this run chase again for Nepal. 112 for 3 after 15.
Finally, the big shot came down the ground, beautifully hit. Nepal need more of that now. 59 from the last 5 overs for a famous victory.
Andrew Leonard was calling for Gulshan Shah, or Jar rather, to come in when England were playing. They couldn't quite get over the line there. They've made the change tonight. Can he make the difference? Gulshan Jar, a 6 to get them back on track, at least to finish off. Belted. 6 followed by 6. Nepal back in the contest.
Just when you think it's going one way, it goes the other way. Nepal firmly back in this. Michael Lease continuing around the wicket. And it's in the slot.
53 from 29.
This is the man, Dipendra Singh Ari.
Gone out. It's gone a long way. Couple of tiers back. 6, 6 and 6.
I was going to say, if Nepal are going to have any chance, he needs to be there at the end. It started with Gulshan, and Dipendra Singh Ari has joined the party. 3 in a row for Nepal.
Time for the skipper just to try and slow things down. That's what he's going to do. You've been there, Preston, you know what he's feeling right now. He is just trying to take the heat out of it.
Doing absolutely the right thing here. Recognizing the moments. Sticking to the plan. Next ball. It's all about the next ball.
He's a great competitor. He really is. One of his great skills. What has he got here? Michael Lease. Brilliant. Their fielding has been terrific throughout the competition and will be tested again here.
We've seen it before. Every run is going to be critical as we get down to the end of this game. Michael Jones this time. Superb work on the boundary.
They went quiet just for a little while. 27, 28,000 we think in here. Nepalese fans, and now they are rocking. 6-6-2. Bit quicker into the surface. Nicely played.
And you got to love it. Associate cricket to the tee, the ebb and the flow. Just when you think one team has the momentum, just having
he's going to make sure it's just one. He's never run quicker in his life, Michael Lease. That was never going to be 2. One ball remains from his final over, who's been so instrumental in getting Scotland back in the contest.
It's been a good comeback. Singles.
Goes again, finds the gap, finds the boundary. What an over. 20 runs from Leaf's final. 132 for 3, 39 required.
Well, it's a momentum shifting over, and it's all Dipendra Singh Ari. Hitting against the angle into that vacant mid-wicket area. Knows exactly where he's trying to target. It's a brilliant over for Nepal.
The noise, it is all about dealing with nerves, expectation, pressure, emotion. I think emotion's the key word. He's climbing the table. Those numbers are irrelevant really for him. It's just whether he can find a way of getting his side or help his side find 39 runs from somewhere.
It's been so good to watch all tournament against England, Italy, West Indies. He's come to the party.
Gulshan Jal, can he find the boundary again? Change of pace now. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That has saved maybe three runs. Either way, that is exactly what Scotland need.
It's brilliant from the skipper. I think you're absolutely right. If it gets through there on this outfield, the 38-year-old Richie Berrington, as brilliant as ever.
All the variations required here. Brad Curry will run through all his experience, not necessarily in a cauldron like this, but he's been around some big matches in the past. Slapped hard for 4. Too much width.
He is hitting the ball as clean as you like, and he is in the zone. He's got that look in his eye, and he wants to take this home for his team. Too much width on this occasion from Brad Curry, and it's placed beautifully in front of that deep extra cover.
He'll know he has to tighten the line, and he'll know he has to keep his cool here. They are back in the contest. They're bossing the contest at the moment. Right again. He wants 2, he'll have to settle for 1.
Scotland need to find a way to shift this momentum. Dipendra Singh Ari, most runs for Nepal in T20s internationals. He's had an unbelievable tournament. Brilliant to watch.
In a bilateral series against the West Indies September in Sharjah last year. They know how to win big games. Not much in it. Very little in it. This will just come down to who can control the nerves and emotion better. Excellent. That is a terrific response under pressure. Brad Curry.
This is brilliant. Brilliant bowling. Scotland need to hold their nerve here. Just a set of good balls. This is pinpoint. In the slot for the Yorker. Can't do anything about that. Just need to pull back a couple of dots. Shift that pressure back on Nepal. 33 from 20 required.
Gets away with it. It was there to be belted away, but gets away with it. You see what he's trying to do. He's trying to go in tight into the pads. Leaf's final over. He's bowled so well up until this point, but even he has been targeted for 20 runs off his final over, and that has just kick-started the run chase again. Andrew Leonard. How are you feeling right now?
Well, it's back to trademark cardiac kids, isn't it? It's back to exactly what we expect from them. They've hit 9 sixes this evening.
Sliced away, perfectly placed, perfectly played. Another boundary. 3 to go, it's 11 from the over, they need 28 from 18.
Full again from Brad Curry. He's searching for that Yorker. Just gets his length wrong, and it's enough for Dipender Singh Ari to get underneath and lift it over the man at points. And that momentum now firmly with Nepal.
There's so much skill in that shot. That was all purposely played. Opening up the gap, staying leg side of the ball and just slicing it away.
Gents, you think of the modern Nepali cricketer who embodies what they do and how they play better than anyone. It's that man. He is adored from far west to far east. He's from Sudar Pashim. They call him the Tiger because of his three-dimensional abilities across all the 3 facets of the game. We're into the finishing stages. He's alongside Nepal's finisher Gulshan Jha. I think that boundary off that last ball was a critical one because it very much puts it within Nepal's compass. Can they hold their nerve? Can they close it out?
That could so easily have slid off the bat. Brad Wheel. All the pressure. That's what you play the game for, chaps. I mean, this is what you play the game. It really is. You want to be in this situation. You want to have ball in hand. You want to be the game changer. That would have gone a long, long way. As it is, Brad Wheel is just changing up his pace. Oh, the nerves, the tension. Hold your nerve, Brad Wheel. He's doing so at the moment. That's the perfect length for a slower ball. Couldn't quite catch up with it.
And for me, Gulshan Jha's trying to overhit here. Great skills from the bowler. Presence of mind to turn to the off-cutter. But Jha just needs to hold his shape. He has the power. He has the potential. Doesn't need to overhit. 2 big dots, those.
A little fuller. Ball's lucky. What an over so far.
Yeah, brilliant over. Just the one from it so far. Third man was on the boundary there. Nail-biting stuff, that is for sure.
A big meeting now. This is where the skipper comes into it. Runs the experienced players. There'll be a lot of advice. It's really important here that the bowler is clear on what the messaging is and clear that he knows he can carry that out. So fine leg has come up. The ramp shot is on. He wants 2. He should come back for 2. Excellent running.
Brilliant running. He is lightning between the wickets. A brilliant ball though from Brad Wheel. Just the 2 from it, so 3 from his 4 balls thus far.
Former skipper, where does he go after this? Where does he go? 2 to go. I mean, who's going to bowl the next 2?
It's got to be Brad Curry. And I think you've got to go back to Brad Wheel, particularly after this over.
Sliced away. Finds the gap, goes all the way. I think it's gone all the way. It has indeed. Just 19 required now.
And even Nick Pothas and Stuart Law are amazed by this man. He is the fastest hands and wrists I've ever seen in the game. How's he manipulated that up and over behind point to make it a 10th 6 on the evening for Nepal? That's 60 runs in just 10 deliveries.
What a shot! Just helped on its way, a bit of flair and instinct. He knew exactly where the ball was. He's on 47, it's 13 from the over. They need just 15.
This is brilliant from Dipendra Singh Ari. It's the snap of the wrist to lift it over short fine leg. Such skill. When the pressure is on, he's delivering.
Look at that reaction from Stuart Law. It says it all. He's that good, this man. Dipendra Singh Ari trying to write his name into the echelons of Nepali cricketing history here. Tell me this means nothing, this match tonight. You'll be telling me lies. It is Curry to bowl the 19th.
Shot. What a shot! Almost the shot of the match so far. Extraordinary from Gulshan Jha. They are almost there.
This is the shot of the night. Absolutely brilliant.
This is what he did in the qualifier in Muscat in Oman. They beat their old rivals by 1 run. They beat Kuwait by 5 runs. They won another game off the very last ball, and in every one of those matches to qualify to get here to India, it was Gulshan Jha, the hero. Why wasn't he promoted against England? 9 to win from here.
Well, you called it. You called it. Still work to do. Great response. Terrific response under pressure.
Biggest thing to remember here, if you've just tuned in, you're thinking, okay, this game is over, Nepal are going to win it. Trust me, there'll be a twist or a turn or two yet. Preston, you know that better than anyone. It's never done with Nepal.
No, it isn't. But they've absolutely rocked Scotland here. 64 from the last 30 balls. And they've taken this game away. Just when you thought everything was gone. Dipendra Singh Ari.
Should just be one. Irie's coming back. He's going to surely, surely he's not going to try and take on the 2. He's on strike.
Chaos, carnage, cardiac kids.
Calm down. Calm down.
It's what they do. It's why they're so watchable, so likeable. We saw that package pre-game, didn't we? Stuart Law repeatedly chuckling and laughing about trying to lose that nickname, that moniker. I don't think they're going to be the cardiac kids anymore. They're the cardiac kings. They thrive on chaos. Those men are trying to stay calm.
He's had a calm head up until now. He's on 47 from 20. Quite remarkable innings. They need 8 from 9. He wants 2. He's going to come back for 2, but he's told he can't. He was going to come back for 2. I think that's a pretty good call to say no.
Calm stuff from Gulshan Jha. He's also hitting the ball beautifully. He wants some of the action. Just 7 from 8 balls now.
Pretty good comeback. Going 6 first ball. Dot 1-1. Still 7 required from 8. Excellent bowling again. Irie's going to push him. Irie's going to come back. No, nearly. Thought he was going to come back. Again, good call.
I think he's only not come back because of the stumble. He's fallen over here as he's looked to turn. Look at the speed of Irie. Nobody else is even considering to her, but just there, just lost his footing, and just as well, because Jha would have been run out by a margin.
Huge ball coming up. Can Brad Curry keep this to a dot? A single at worst.
It's been an excellent comeback after that 6. Oh, nearly carried, but we are going to go into the last over. And it will just be 5 runs required. 166 for 3.
He's been so calm and so measured, and then from nowhere he tries a shot. I don't think I've seen him play before. I have no idea what he was thinking here. Ends up kind of getting himself out of jail to find the single. It means he'll be on strike in the final over. They've already hit 11 sixes. One more will do it of any kind.
Nepal, they couldn't get 10 off Sam Curran right at the start of the tournament. They need 5 here off Brad Wheel. Surely they can find 5. Is there going to be another twist?
Never say surely with Nepal. This is a side that had not 1, not 2, but 3 super overs against the Netherlands in Glasgow just last June. And yes, they were bowled out for none in the final super over, none for 2, and the Dutch got there with a maximum. They have the right 2 men at the crease and actually the right man on strike, because Irie has been exceptional all tournament. He's been the standout. He has stood up when his teammates haven't.
He's looking leg side. He's on 49. He's going to want to come back for 2 again, but again it's just 1. Excellent delivery, and what an innings. Irie 50 from 23.
The fastest for a Nepali batter in T20 World Cup history. Just the 3rd in their 3 World Cup appearances. 2 of them now belong to Dipendra Singh Irie, joining Subhash Kakarel from back in 2014. He made a 9-ball one. He holds the world record against Mongolia in the Asian Games. This 50 much more important than that one.
Again, there is so much advice for Brad Wheel. Getting 3 or 4 players come to him. It's so important that he composed himself and knows exactly what he's bowling. Not a time for self-doubt. Finds the gap. Think he's done well. They might just check it. They might just check it. Munsey with a desperate effort. He might have even hurt himself quite badly here. It is full commitment from Munsey, and I think he saved the boundary, but I think he's going to need a bit of help here.
Yeah, you have to admire the commitment here, George Munsey. Everything on the line.
It's a boundary, and Nepal have done it in the most remarkable of styles. They've taken a first T20 World Cup win in 12 years, and the names of Paris Gadka and Gayanendra Malla and Shakti Gauchan and Basanta Regmi, they've not done it in their own style. They've not had the tournament they wanted, but they have found victory. It's just a 3rd in their World Cup history. You'd sense there'll be a lot more to come. And for the thousands here in the Wankhede and the millions of Nepali fans across the world, they have the victory they've waited for. Tribute to Scotland. Entering the tournament at the last second, they've been sensational to the very final ball. George Munsey's body on the line. But finally the smiles are back on the faces of Nepal's players. And they've deserved this victory. It was chaotic, it was classic Nepali cricket. The cardiac kids, long may they live.
This game has had it all. Ebbs and flows. Just when you thought it was going one way, it went the other. Scotland have been rocked. 73 from 37, that match-winning partnership. Gulshan Jha, Dipendra Singh Irie, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
What a smile. Joy and despair, really. What a competitor Michael Leash has been in Scotland. The fight that they've shown throughout the competition. They got mighty close here, but there's that smile from the skipper. the toss for the very first time, having played all their games here in Mumbai. A game that will be remembered for a long, long time.
Disappointment for the Scottish captain. They'll know they left a few runs out there in that first half. Brilliant opening partnership, Munsey and Jones setting the tone. Nepal were brilliant. This is all about them tonight. Never gave up. You felt Scotland were almost cruising in the back end of that bowling innings to another win. But Bhupendra Singh Ari, he had different ideas.
Yeah, mustn't forget the bowling. The bowling really got them back in the contest. When I interviewed Michael Jones at half-time, you could feel the tension. He didn't want to say it. He knew they were a little short. He couldn't say it, but he intimated it. And they were good enough, Nepal, to take advantage of that. Sampul Kami, his catch. That's going to hurt. It sure is going to hurt. And they've played their part. And quite brilliant encounter here at this great ground. He looked calm. Stuart Law, he looked calm. He wouldn't have been inside, that is for sure. What a moment it is for Nepal cricket. Can they seize upon this in the coming months, in the coming years? He played one of the very fine innings of this competition. He really did. Just 2 dot balls for Irie in the whole of the innings, and you can see the way he scampers. Even when he hits it well, he's running. And he's just too good on this occasion. When the game got tight, Bhupendra Singh Irie just took the game away. You'll see 4s and you'll see runs all round the ground, but he put the fielders under pressure. 50 from 23 when it matters most. He's climbing the leading run scorers table. He's just tucked in underneath Tim Seifert there right at the top. Kusalu's played so well, Ishan Kishan likewise rather Aidan Markram as well, but those numbers will mean very little to him. It is all about this moment, and they are going to milk every single bit of it, and rightly so too. A tournament that started with great hope and tailed away. They showed so much promise in that first game against England, and they could so easily have won that game. And gathered themselves again against a very good Scotland side who bossed the early part of the game. Patel got things going with Asif. The skipper couldn't quite have a night to remember with the bat, but it'll be a night to remember, of course. 50 then, there's the game-changing moment. Bhupendra Singh Irie, 50 from 23. Gulshan Jar, who Andrew Leonard said has to come up the order. He is the finisher, and he did exactly that. 24 from 17, what a partnership under pressure. 73 from 37, 171 for 3. Bowlers under pressure right from the start, and 3 for that man right at the bottom. What a tournament he's had, mustn't forget that. 3 for 30. He's in the leading wicket takers. I think he's in 2nd place right now. And it's a team that in the end just couldn't quite control the brilliance of Gulshan Jar and Bhupendra Singh Irie. Well, he was called into action.